All right, we are back here. NCPA Championships. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Dave Pando, and we are about to watch the University of Akron Zips, and they are taking on the Ohio State University Buckeyes. Now, you used to be an Ohio player yourself here, and one of the stars out here in collegiate paintball. So talk to me about these two teams. You know them better than anybody.
Well, it's going to be a great matchup because these guys play each other a lot. We're all, Ohio paintball, it's one big happy family, unless they're on the paintball field playing against each other at the college paintball championships. Personally, I'm feeling Akron.
Okay.
I think that they have a little bit deeper roster, and I know they've been putting in a lot of work. And yesterday, these two played each other. Akron came out on top.
So now, historically, who's better, though?
Historically, Akron has a deeper history. These are both of their Class A debuts for both schools. So I really think it's Akron all the way.
All right, well, we're about to find out here. 5 seconds to go before the start. That's Akron on the top portion of your screen, and Ohio State, their bottom. So here on the breakout, heavy guns off the break for Akron as they try to isolate, get some kills. Not able to do it. 5 players alive for Ohio State, and they're trying to get out on the Dorito side. Now you're looking at, there's Akron making some moves over there. Dorito side, did he make it? No, I think he got clipped, so big move and not able to do it. He's gonna take the walk.
Yeah, Justin Politi, they really wanted to push the D side. Last time that these guys played each other, really heavy snake for Akron. This time they wanted to push the Doritos and try to catch them off guard.
And you were saying, I was talking to you off camera, you're saying that Akron was going to try to play real aggressive off the break. Are they going to try to continue that for the entire game and try to just up their level of aggression?
Absolutely. When they played each other yesterday, aggression worked. Aggression usually does work in paintball, and that is definitely Akron's strategy this game.
So right now, both teams with a player in Snake 2 looking at good field position, but Akron getting chewed up here off the break and not looking good for them in this point. And here comes Ohio State. So Doyle runs down, last Akron player in the Snake, and so good job by Ohio State to come out, isolate, shoot, control on that Dorito side. They didn't drop their lanes, able to get that kill, and then take advantage of that, slowly work up the field and make it happen.
Yeah, that was a great point from Matt Doyle. And Doyle, Speakman, and Lonsberry all graduating this year, so they're really playing, they're putting everything they have on the field because they know it's win or go home.
Let's check out this replay here. Doyle running down. I think actually player for Akron got shot cross field, so Doyle not even having to shoot his gun there. But regardless, finally the point is conceded, and OSU going to go up this first one. Score going to be 1-0.
It was a good point for Ohio State. Came out strong.
So what is the state of Ohio paintball right now, just in general?
It's doing really great. You know, these guys, they all practice out of TPA Paintball in Alliance, Ohio. And from what I heard, the last practice, close to 20 teams out there. So there's a lot of local talent. And that's what's kind of cool about Ohio paintball is that a lot of the best teams are college teams.
Yeah, well, it's cool, man. You know, coming to the NCPA tournament year after year, you see different stars come up, play on different teams, and they graduate, and then the teams have to rebuild. And so it's really cool to see that these guys are, building these programs and trying to continue them on. You know, these guys making their Class A debut.
Absolutely, and I'm kind of sad, but
yeah. So we're going to be right back after this. Do not go anywhere. Ohio State up 1 on Akron. And we are back here. OSU taking on Akron. Now, up here with David Pando. So, Pando, you said that 3 of the starters for Akron are going to be leaving because they are graduating?
Ohio State, actually.
Ohio State.
Yeah, Matt Doyle, the captain, and Speakman and Lonsberry all graduating. So I asked Doyle, who needs to step up to win this match? And he told me that the captain for next year, Dan First, their D-side stunner, he's the one that needs to step up. So let's see if he can have a game.
Yeah, well, we're about to watch it go down right now. Here we go. Akron at the top of your screen and OSU bottom. Now we're looking at OSU on the breakout. Oh, they try to double up that back center. They also lose their player streaking out to the D side. So only looking at 3 bodies is Akron right now. And it looks like they're 5 strong and big push for them up the center, trying to shut down that Dorito side. Now they shot the player off the break over on that side. But I think that, and we've seen this throughout the day, Pando, don't you think it would be more effective for the guys to shut down the snake side of the field? Because the snake side is the more beneficial side, the more aggressive side of the field. We've seen a lot more action over here, but we keep seeing players go up to the center and then try to shut down that Dorito side, when I think it's much more effective if you try to put your gun on the snake side.
Well, you know, I talked to Josh Lehman, the captain of Akron University, and he said that these guys, they know each other very well. Ohio State knows that Akron likes to be very aggressive in the snake, so I think that's why they're trying to shut down the Dorito side, be very aggressive down the Dorito side, and try to capture them off guard. It's working this point. They did shoot 2 people off the break, and here comes the last guy getting run down by Big Addy, getting the bunker move. Nice, bro.
Yeah, nice job showing that big men can play the game.
Yes,
Fist
sir.
pump in the air.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, that's the cool thing about paintball. You know, big, small, tall, slow, fast, doesn't matter. You can play paintball. I mean, the gun is the great equalizer out there.
Absolutely.
So let's check out this replay here. So it's Addy Winstead. Look at this, big man making moves down the center, realizes, hey, only one player left alive, and it's Doyle again. And now here comes Akron to tie it up.
Boom.
And
right
trades out with them. Yeah, so nice job by Winstead. Let's look at it from the inside angle. Look at how many guns are on him, keeping him in.
Oh, yeah, taking out Doyle, captain.
Doyle's the captain of that team?
Doyle's the captain of the Buckeyes. And Addy's their big gunner.
Yeah, so, you know, but that's, you see that a lot, even on pro teams. You know, you got the guys that may be bigger, slower than some of their faster snake players, or the first guys up the Doritos, but they still are a big asset to their team because of the big guns they have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, the bigger guy's not as mobile as some of the smaller, you know, midgets running around out there, but they're still able to do it well because they've trained so much with their gun. So, you know, if you can have a really dominant off-the-break shooter and he's, you know, shooting somebody off the break maybe 60, 70, 80% of the time, depending on how good he is, you can't help your front players more by shooting whoever's in front of them off the break, because then it gives them that side of the field to work with, takes a lot of pressure off them. And, you know, they can be big assets. You know, guys like Rich Telford on Excessive, guys like Chris Hooker, you know, guys like Chris Hooker on Vicious, and then also guys like Travis Lemansky on Infamous. Actually, Travis Lemansky from Infamous, they're out here playing against Tampa Bay Damage, practicing for the next PSP tournament in a couple weeks. We got that webcast coming at you May 3rd through the 5th, so make sure you tell all your friends about it. Check out paintballaccess.com for more information. But it's just great to see those guys out there like Winstead doing what he can do out there.
Well, he did a great job. I mean, they shot 2 people off the break last point. I think it was a combination of Addy and Josh Lehman, but you know, they got their job done.
Well, it looks like we got Kristen Kenny down on the sidelines with a little bit of info for us. What's going on down there?
Yeah, I was just talking to Akron, and they said the key is to contain Forito. I love that name, guys. And keep him inside the field. If they can pinch him in and shoot bodies off the break, they got this.
Well, easier said than done. We'll see.
Yeah. Fiorito is the front snake player for Ohio State. He was doing really good yesterday. And like I said, Akron's goal, keep Fiorito out of the snake, aggressive on the D side.
All right, on the breakout here, big Winstead with his gun trying to get a kill off the break on the Dorito side. Not able to do it, though, as looks like OSU, Buckeyes, able to get 5 players out alive. And they got Fiorito over here in really good field position off the break into Snake 2. And looks like Akron is also into Snake 2 as well. So both teams, good field position over here on the Snake side of the field. Dorito side still quite open. Both teams have the back bunkers on that side of the field.
You can see Akron being really aggressive on the Dorito side. Wojtusz on the snake side, just staying alive, doing his job, drawing the gun so that Akron can get down the Ds.
Yeah, so Wojtusz rolling his gun towards that Dorito side of the field, and that's a really strong lane from there. You see a lot of players, see how he's rolling his gun towards the Dorito side on that D side, and you know the reason why guys are doing that is that lane's, it's a real solid gunfighting lane from there, and you're real effective. It's good. Also a good launching point to try to get into the 50-yard line, Snake, which now it looks like Fiorito has done for OSU.
Now, he might be able to sneak a shot on that Dorito player. Let's see how well he knows the field. If he can crawl up to that next spot, he can definitely shoot the Dorito guy.
Yeah, and he has a back player as well, so.
Oh, big move.
Oh, here comes the move, and he takes him out. Wojtusz able to,
hey,
yeah, and he gets shot cross field, but that's what a good front player is going to do. Yep. If you got somebody in front of you who's in the 50-yard line bunkers, they've got to die. You have to take them out. You can't let them just start getting in there and going to work.
Oh, and then Akron loses their guy trying to fill out on the snake side.
Was that Winstead that tried to fill out, or did he get? I think Winstead also got shot out of that back center.
I'm not really sure, but it looks like Ohio State's going to take this point. Only one body left for Akron. I think it might be Politi over there in the 50D. And that's unfortunate because he had a really good game. He got up in the Dorito side. He did his job, but his team died behind him.
Yeah, so OSU searching the field. Doyle, the captain, and still 2 players left alive for OSU at the end of that point. You only need 1 to hang that flag. You know, paintball, super simple game on paper at least, but it gets so much more complicated when those paintballs start flying at you. So
Yes,
the
sir.
score is going to be 1-1 here.
2-1.
2-1.
State.
Yeah, 2-1 OSU with under 5 minutes to play. Not a lot of mistakes right now for these teams. I like the breakouts for both these teams. We've seen a little bit of aggression. Guys not scared to get in there and get into the snake. And both of these teams fighting to advance in this tournament, as the winner will go on and play Rutgers. Well, and while we have a moment here, we're going to be right back. Do not go anywhere. So your score here, Ohio State 2, Akron 1. Looks like Kristen Kenny's got some more info for us. What's going on?
I just talked to Fiorito. He says he knows he has a target on his back. He's feeling the pressure, so he has to play smarter and more aggressive in the snake.
Well, that's smart and aggressive is the magic ticket, obviously, but so hard to do. When you're playing aggressive, sometimes you have to take risks. It's just judging when and when not to go. That's that mystical experience everyone's searching for when you're a fun player, especially on the snake side. The snake side is the most perilous place to play when you're playing paintball. And with 5 minutes left to go here, let's see what Akron has in the tank. Again, really nice day for paintball here, slightly overcast and not as humid as it was yesterday. And on the breakout, real aggressive move from Akron as they continue to try to shut down that Dorito side of the field, but OSU able to get some people out here on the snake side, still not actually in the snake yet, but able to spread the field out wide.
Now, Josh Lehman, the guy from Akron that went up to the center A, he has played every point this tournament so far. He has not sat one time.
Wow. He's got to be in pretty good shape then.
He's in good shape, yeah.
Even though today is a way less taxing day as far as the elements are concerned. It's really hard to play a lot of points of paintball when it's very humid. You got all your gear on, especially if you're a front guy.
Oh, no, come on, Josh.
So minor penalty assessed on Akron, and they're going to be heading to the box here.
But Akron did shoot 2 people while we were watching that penalty, so I believe it's a 3-on-3, maybe a 2-on-3. Let's see if Ohio State can capitalize. They got
Voight. See the move on the snake side right here. Ooh, kind of gets stuck out in the open, has to dive in and crawl into snake 2. The referee also diving in there to check him out.
Pretty sloppy. I bet Wojtaszek wants to go, but he needs to play it smart. He needs to just cross up and let Ohio State make a mistake and even the game up to 2-2.
And it looks like he made it in clean, so. Oh no, he did get taken out of there, but didn't see no penalty flag.
All right, so now we got a 2-on-2.
And Akron in good field position with the Wojtaszek and the snake. But OSU, they've spread the field out, so there are 2 bodies left alive. One on the Dorito side, now making a move into Dorito 1. And they still have a player in the back bunker on the snake side as well.
See, I think that's Justin Politi over there. Super aggressive kid. I think he's trying to get a shot on the snake corner here. Let's see if he can grab it. 50 Dorito now. Oh, and Akron's guy comes out of the box. Lehman's back. Perfect timing.
Looks like Wojtaszek might have taken one. He did,
come on.
That is the worst time to die right there. Well, it's never a good time to die unless you're running somebody down and sacrificing yourself. But Wojtaszek dying out of his bunker, which is going to loosen it up a little bit for OSU. But then he gets a little sloppy. Wow. But he able to stay alive. I don't know how, but I think he made it in there clean. Now we're looking at the line right now for Akron. 2 players left alive, one on the Dorito 50, and then now making a move into Snake 2.
Josh Lehman coming in the snake. He's playing really smart right now.
You know, we talk about those high body situations. If it's 3-on-2, man, you must win those points. When coaches talk to their teams about how to fix things, like when we have Todd up here, and Todd's coaches Omaha Vicious, who are going to be trying to fight out of the Challengers League at the next PSP, May 3rd through the 5th. And one of the biggest things, as soon as he started coaching Vicious, he was like, look, you cannot lose high body situations. If you're up on them, there's no excuse. If it's 3-on-2 or 5-on-3, regardless, those are those must-win points.
Absolutely. Well, and sometimes, you know, maybe it was the coach's fault not really telling his snake guy.
But still, that's no excuse.
No excuse.
You always have to default. I mean, yes, if the coach gives you bad information and sends you to your death, but you also need to know where the bodies are yourself. And there we go. Now Lehman making his move.
Get down. Perfect move. Good job, Josh.
Beautiful move. Oh, no, and the referee's going to pull him out, too, but no penalty. So it looks like we have a one-on-one right now.
I think Justin got shot over there on the D side. Can't really see.
Yeah, so OSU pumping his fist in the air.
Oh, man.
And happy with that turn of events.
Akron kind of blew it there, didn't they?
Yeah, they totally did. See, this is what I was talking about. You have to win the high body situations. Akron this is a turning point in this match.
Yep.
There's 1 minute and 16 seconds left in the first half. Akron is up 3 bodies to 2 bodies. And then Wojtaszek gets shot out of his bunker in the snake. And then Lehman makes a good move, but his got shot over in the corner. Regardless, let's check out this replay. So here comes the move being made. Lehman making his move. Looks like he's...
I don't know who shot him. I didn't see any paint go in, did you?
Yeah, but it's tough to tell from this angle because the paint's coming from the opposite side. Still, though, it was a beautiful move, but the referee got in there and pulled him out. So,
yep.
And the problem is, like I was saying, high body situations. You can't lose those high body situations because now we're looking at a 2-point spread. Let's look at this again. Lehman making his move. Let's see if we can, I don't know, Pano, see if you can see if he ever gets hit here. So he's coming in, gets the shot on the leg. You see his shot on the leg for OSU.
Super clean.
And then he dives in. So maybe he took one right there. Can't really tell.
No, he didn't even switch or anything. Yes. He's ready to go.
Yeah, and he's trying to take cover. Might have come at some point here. Still can't see it.
He's bald. He has no hair. If he got shot in the head, they would have felt it. We would have seen a jerk or something.
Yeah, so anyway, referee gets in there and pulls him out. Regardless, you know, sometimes you get tough calls. But OSU is going to go up 2 right here. But still, I have to default, again, high body situations. 3-on-2, you can't lose that, especially if you're down a point. This game should be tied right now.
Absolutely. Well, and, you know, Josh got the penalty, came out of the box. I mean, that is an ideal situation to pull off a 2-on-2.
So with 1 minute and 16 seconds remaining, OSU 2-point lead here. Let's see what they do on the breakout. 13 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Akron on your left and on the top part of your screen, OSU bottom. Sorry, Akron on the right, OSU on the left. There's OSU on the bottom on the breakout. Heavy guns. Doubling up that back center for OSU. And able to get out wide here on the snake side of the field.
Josh having no problem getting up to the center A, locking down the D side. But Ohio State got all their bodies on the snake side, with the exception of that little pin.
So trying to fight into the snake, OSU. Good crossfield spread for them, but nobody on the Dorito side. Just as I say that, move made towards that insert Aztec over there. Still in the blue zone, though. Don't have a lot of penetration. Here comes Akron streaking all the way to the 50-yard line. Dorito, but did he make it in clean is the question. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like he made it in clean, so the guns are going to shift to him.
Only 30 seconds left.
So Akron, knowing they don't have a lot of time left, trying to utilize some aggressive play, and it's working so far all the way onto OSU's side of the field. All the guns shift to him. Can the rest of the Akron players do something with it? I don't see them trying to make any moves, though. Dropping the ball here. You got to get it going. Only 15 seconds left.
This guy's talking to his coach. You need to get in the snake.
Yeah, he needs to get in the snake. All the guns have shifted. There's only 1 gun towards the snake side of the field right now. There's literally only 1 gun on the snake side. This is when you have to just put someone in and go.
Well, that
Akron player has spent... Wojtaszek literally just spent the last 20 seconds of the first half looking at his coach and talking to him. That you can't do that. You know, you need to have self-awareness. The coach doesn't play the game for you, okay? So when you're in that situation, you need to look at the clock, be like, oh, it's only 20 seconds left, we're down 2, and we've got a body all the way onto OSU's side of the field with 4 guns shifted to that side. I'm only looking at 1 guy.
Time to
Again,
go.
it's like, who's stopping you?
Yep.
If you're not getting shot at, if your bunker, if you can't hear paintballs hitting your bunker or whizzing by, well, then you need to head check. And if you head check and still no one's shooting at you, and then start looking around, start rapping, and then make your move. And he had enough time to at least make some sort of push forward, but Wojtaszek literally spent the last 20 seconds of the half just staring at his coach and getting in some sort of conversation with them.
Well, and Akron really needs Wojtaszek to step up. yesterday they had Greg Patron. I remember we were talking about how he had his hurt ribs,
Yeah,
right?
he actually came up and talked to me earlier on. He actually broke his rib, so he was playing on a broken rib, and he actually went to the doctor, and they said, look, you cannot play.
Yeah.
It's actually fractured. It's not just a slight fracture. It's actually broken. And that means that if you dive onto that, it could puncture your lungs. This is what he was telling me. So, you know, Patron not able to play. That's a loss for them. He played well. Looks like we have Kristen on the sidelines. Kristen, what's up going on down there?
All right, Josh, what happened on that penalty there, man?
Well, I'm sitting in the A. I had a pod sitting right in front of my knee. The ball hit the pod, sprayed into me. Ref came over, was checking me because there was spray off the bunker on the hopper. He sees the spray on my knee with no shell, called a minor. It is what it is. It's fast paintball. I get it. And then I get into the dead box. I come back out. Hit the guy clean. He said I'm hitting my back. There's no physical way to be hitting the back from there. So, you know, it is what it is, fast paintball. And, you know, we're just going to go back out. We're going to play our game. We're going to have fun, and we're going to win.
You play Ohio State every weekend. What are you seeing out here today?
I'm seeing a much more smart team, better communication. And overall, they're great communication, great guys. We're all friends, but we're here to get them. I told them I'm giving them some love off the field, but I'll tear them up on the field.
It's a good mentality to have. All right, guys, back to you.
And that's what's great about college paintball, man. They have a lot of rivalries out here, and these guys leave it all on the field, but such good camaraderie off the field. And let's take a look at this replay of what he was talking about here. Because, you know, so he's taken off. So unless he got shot by his own guy, but there was no one right behind him. It was only him and one other player left alive.
Right.
So here he is on his horse, and, you know, looks like a great move. Gets the shot in on the dive, so he shoots him as he's diving in, which is perfect. It's exactly what you want to do. Takes cover. Still, I didn't see a hit, so whatever. It happens.
But see, Josh is a good guy. He's totally positive.
Yeah, exactly. And he's in the perfect headspace to try to come back, get back in this matchup, and we're going to be right back with the second half of this Akron-Ohio State matchup. Do not go anywhere.
What makes the Virtue Spire the best loader in paintball?
What makes the Virtue Spire the best loader in paintball?
Россия – это страна с очень сложными погодными условиями.
Not only is the Spire smaller and lighter than leading competitors,
The Spire is designed to take the toughest abuse that paintball puts out and keep feeding no matter how bad your paint or weather gets.
With a true 200 round capacity, it holds more paint as well.
Not only is it easier to take apart, but more importantly, it's easier to put back together.
find out more at virtuespire.com.
All right, here we are back now, and the Akron Zips taking on Ohio State Buckeyes. And I've got David Pando next to me. And so, Pando, how do you feel college paintball has evolved over time? I've been, working on this college championship for years, and I've really seen a huge elevation in the level of play as we've gone throughout the years. Every year, I see better play out there. New players are coming in, but you really can tell that there's just been overall a big step up in talent level and skill.
I think it's because these guys, there's a lot more paintball players. There's a lot more tournaments available for these guys to play, and they get to come out here and represent their schools. And that's what paintball is all about, having fun. It's a vacation. Come to Florida, play the national championships, and, these guys are playing a lot. They're getting better.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, you go to the tournaments, and because these guys see each other throughout the season, depending on what conference they're in, but there's vicious on-field rivalries, but off the field it has that college feel to it. Like you're at a party with a bunch of college guys, and everyone's just kind of happy to see each other and wants to just have a really good time.
Oh, of course. If these guys get knocked out, they're going to be chugging beers together
on Sunday, watching the games.
Of course.
Playing still, yeah, exactly. Bringing out inflatable pools we've seen throughout the years,
Yes.
and yeah, so it's always a really good time. So if you're out there and you're watching this, and it's go to ncpapaintball.com and pick up one of the 2013 NCPA shirts, and then also see how you can get your college into paintball, man. It's not as hard as you think. There we go on the breakout. Now the teams have flipped sides. OSU Buckeyes on the right and the Akron Zips on the left.
Ohio State taking out one Akron player off the break, but Akron making a push down the D side.
So let's see if Akron can get back in this game. It's interesting enough is, you were saying earlier that if you had to give the advantage to one of these teams, it would be Akron because they've already beat OSU so far in this event, and now they're playing again, and OSU's looking good. Little mistakes by Akron have been the difference.
I think that's Josh Lehman. He is just going to work over on the Dorito side. Already in the red zone, Dorito. Looking for a cross-field shot. See if he can get a kill across the field.
So both teams now into Snake 2 as Akron finally getting in there.
Major penalty on Ohio State. Looks like Doyle.
Oh, worst thing that could have happened to team captain for OSU, Doyle, as he heads to the box with a major penalty. And so now his team's going to have to fight. That's 2 minutes go on the clock for majors. Minors are 1 minute. And the difference between majors and minors, other than the extra minute, is that major penalties stay on the entire time. And whereas minors come off if you lose.
And Akron's coach, Mike Gilbert, is screaming at the Akron players to take advantage of this penalty right now. Well, they're up a body.
And if I'm OSU, I'm going to try to dig in and try to get that body back. Just take 2 minutes off the clock, try to play a really long point.
Yep. And let's see. I mean, really the ball's in Josh Lehman's hands. And there he goes. Makes the move to the 50 Dorito. Good move. Voigt, Fiorito for Ohio State. Posting down the Snake, just trying to keep the 40-yard line Snake player from Akron University.
Well, and it's just Fiorito over here, too. So he's got to be real careful because now here comes Akron, and he's going to not even trade out.
Great move by Flanders.
Yeah, Flanders just handling it over here. That's exactly what he needed to do. And now he's going to try to get shots cross field on the last players left alive for OSU, and I don't think they're going to be able to fight for another minute and get that penalty off the clock. I don't know, we'll see though. Flanders now all the way completely to the other side of OSU's Snake.
Here comes the bunker move. There it is. Zips are back in it.
So unfortunate for OSU Buckeye fans, they get that major penalty.
Addy on his horse, diving in that box.
He's balling out there, man.
But he's smart, and see, that's what a lot of these players that are in his role, they're cerebral players. He knows they have to get that. He has to hang that flag before the penalty runs out to give his team the advantage.
And look at this replay here is Flanders. Look at this, good form. Only drops the gun once, but bam, it gets the shot in and immediately knows where his next shot is cross field. That is the chess match of paintball. Paintball is just chess with guns. And you need to know where your next move is. So if I run down a player in the Snake, I need to completely understand mentally that I need to whip my gun around to the opposite side of the field and get that cross field shot.
You know, it's a great move too when, he was trying to make that move clean. A lot of players, when they bunker someone, they'll just sacrifice themselves, run down the field aimlessly. He came in knowing, I can shoot this guy clean and get another shot.
All right, well, let's check out the replay of this penalty here as Doyle, the team captain, took one and then continued to play.
Oh, did he get shot before he moved?
Yeah, he got shot on his face. I think is that the beacon I can see right there?
Sometimes the college refs are a little harsh where if they think that you're asking for a paint check on an obvious hit, they'll throw a penalty for that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is if you take a gigantic face shot and you just have this huge yellow beacon on your face that is obviously a hit, and then you're sitting in there, you're not actively engaging in a gunfight, but you're still playing because you haven't called yourself out, and they run over. It's one of those gray areas, and I could see if I was an OSU fan, I'd be like, wait a second, he didn't even shoot his gun, you're going to throw a major on that? But he did have I mean, that's the biggest hit you can have ever. It's right on your face. He obviously knows he got shot. So that's one of those things where it's like, well, I would say to that player then, hey, you didn't even attempt to touch your face and see if there's paint there. So, again, that's writing that line, but if you could take a shot like that, just get off the field. And you don't want to give the refs any excuse to give you a penalty.
Yep.
But now Ohio, Akron got hurt by a penalty, and then now Ohio State getting hurt by a penalty.
The karma's even now.
Yeah, so we got ourselves a 1-point match here. Akron fighting to stay in this tournament.
Boy touch, big move in the Snake off the break. Akron zips, but he gets a little too aggressive.
And this game brought to you by Extreme Pros Paintball in Garden Grove. Shout out to Steve Reed. Oh, look at that move. Just dives right over Politi.
He's crazy, man.
He looks athletic. That looked nice. So Politi dives into Snake 2 and immediately shooting cross field. But now his bunker is just getting peppered right now. So he's going to have to try to stay alive in there. He's got a couple guns on him.
Might have snuck a shot across field. Everyone's going
that's
all out.
That's the move right now. Dive over the leg of the Snake, apparently.
It's number 17, Robert Elder. And now we got Justin Politi backing up Snake, trying to get a cross-field shot. I believe it's just, I think it's a 2-on-5 right now.
Yeah, there's not a lot of bodies left alive for Akron. So yeah, 5 Ohio State players left alive. Akron only 2, and they are down by 1 point here. So, you know, if I'm OSU, I want to make sure that I win this point. We're talking about this earlier. Always win the high body situations. You can't expect to win a lot of games if you can't win the high body situations. So they're trying to take advantage of this situation that presents itself right now for them. Going slow and methodical is exactly what you want to see.
This is a really tough position for Akron right now, because if this point runs, if this is a long point, they're going to be in a tough position to come back here.
Well, and then you got to concede it.
Right.
You really do. I mean, honestly, I'd almost be thinking about throwing in the towel right now.
Yep.
Because you want to hit that buzzer, man. Give yourself some time to work with. You're only down 2 with, like, if you, let's say they concede the point right now. It's 5 on 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're probably not going to win this point unless some heroic thing happens for them. And that is a low percentage play. So if I'm the coach,
you concede?
Yeah, I'd concede right now. Give my boys some time to come back and get in this, because they're most likely going to lose it they're most likely going to lose anyway. Now it's 1-on-5. Definitely, they need to concede this point. Give themselves some time to come back. You can totally score 2. Now finally they concede the point. They should have done that a minute ago. I mean, I'm all for giving my boys a little bit of chance to work, but you know, 2-on-5 in this situation, I mean, that's a low percentage play. And you really want to be smart about this. You really want to be logical and smart when you're coaching out there. All right, let's check out this replay. So look at that, 2 players, and they're both just out for Ohio State, Ohio State University. They're just rolling their guns, perfect form, and there's nothing really that Akron could do. Let's watch how he got into the snake.
There it is.
That's a nice Superman dive.
He jumped far.
Yeah, he did. You got to be careful with this. You know, if you see these guys diving around, there's actually a really specific technique for that, because if you don't do it right, you're going to jam the barrel of your gun into the ground. And I've seen a lot of shoulders blown out over the years, a lot of dislocated shoulders if you don't dive properly. And then even if you don't hurt yourself, you'll take that core sample and then you're worthless for a good minute or so. And we're going to be coming back here after this commercial break. 5 minutes and 24 seconds left to play in this game.
What makes the Virtue Spire the best loader in paintball?
What makes the Virtue Spire the best loader in paintball?
Россия — это страна с очень сложными погодными условиями.
Not only is the Spire smaller and lighter than leading competitors,
The Spire is designed to take the toughest abuse the paintball puts out and keep feeding no matter how bad your paint or weather gets.
With a true 200 round capacity, it holds more paint as well.
Not only is it easier to take apart, but more importantly, it's easier to put back together.
find out more at virtuespire.com.
Here we go, Akron down. The Zips down by 2 points against OSU Buckeyes right now. And the Buckeyes on the top of your screen, Akron on the bottom. There we go, on the breakout here. Let's see, heavy guns for OSU. And the Buckeyes trying to get a kill quickly off the break, and it doesn't look like they are able to do it. Yeah, well, Akron went fast and aggressive up the center all the way to the 50-yard line, but, you know, again, trying to commit to that Dorito side, getting shot out of there, but the Buckeyes also losing a player as well.
Great lanes off the break for Akron University. They have cleared the Dorito side of the field. 2 Gs off that side, pretty much right off the break.
Yeah, so just 3 players left alive right now for Ohio State.
All trapped on the snake side.
And they're just going to try to slow this down as much as they possibly can. Time is not Akron's friend right now.
But they played smart. They can win this point. They're up on bodies.
They're going to gotta manage that clock, though. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left to play.
Ohio State slides into the snake clean.
Yeah, he's going to load. And that's actually a really good move for him. With just 3 bodies left alive, you put somebody in there, they can shoot cross field, keep them from moving up the center. But he's got to get his gun up. He's got his gun up. And he needs to get his gun up, not towards the snake side. He needs to look. See, that was bad paintball right there. You know, he dives in, loads his gun, has no idea what's in front of him. He hadn't even head checked on the Dorito side, and the guy was able to get up there, make a move, and then shoot him out. So, you know, if he had got in there and immediately gunned up toward the Dorito side, really could have started to slow the push of Akron, but instead he got taken out. So Akron more than likely going to win this point as they're pushing past the 50-yard line now, starting to shark down the field and try to zone up here and get shots in on the last Buckeye players. And yeah, there's nothing they can do. I mean, that's a really tough spot. They're all locked in that pocket. Back center bunker, last player left alive here.
Here comes Justin. Put the hurt on him.
Wojtosh, yeah, so good job by Akron and able to capitalize on the advantage that presented itself. And now we got ourselves a 1-point game with 3 minutes. And he needs to, yeah, all the time, man, get that flag hung.
It's all about momentum here. You know, and it's great when you see the team. If they lose this point, I think they're out of the match, absolutely. But now that they win, they got their momentum back. They're feeling good. They're confident. I think they can take this next point.
Well, let's check out the replay here. Last player left alive for the Buckeyes as he's just going to hip shoot him. Did you see that? Yeah, he's just a little gangster guy. Didn't even raise his gun up.
Cocky bunker move right there.
Yeah, that was definitely the cocky bunker move for sure. So we got about 1 minute and 30 seconds before we reset here and play what could potentially be the last point. We haven't seen too many long points from these two teams, an average length. But with a 1-point match, this is huge, man. If Akron get a couple kills off the break and spread the field out, but do you think they're going to push aggressive up that center again? They've been doing that with some frequency.
I think, well, what seems to be happening to me, Maddie, is that Ohio State Buckeyes are pushing the snake hard, and Fiorito is making it no problem and doing his job. Whereas Akron, Zips, going up the middle, shutting down the Dorito side, but they're not really getting in that 50 Dorito first. They're doing a good job of shutting it down and getting a G or two off the break on the Dorito side, but their front players need to take advantage of that. If the side is clear, they need to be in that 50 Dorito and put some pressure on these guys on the snake side.
Yeah, that's, well, we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what sort of breakout they come out with.
Yep.
But got about 30 seconds to go here. Now, if I'm Ohio State, if I'm the Buckeyes, I wouldn't come out conservative. I know it's kind of a tough call, but you know, they've been relatively effective. I don't want to play counterpunch right here because Akron has the momentum from that last point that they just won. So you want to get some pressure on the snake side of the field. If I'm my coach, I'm going to be starting to tell these guys, hey, look, if you need to do your job. If you get in a spot, like just you being there, that's not enough. You know, now I don't want you to come up sloppy. I want you to know the angles, but that's what I'm talking about. You need to know the angles.
Just sitting there and taking one in the neck.
I can't remember who it was that got, yeah, exactly. I can't remember who it was that got in there for Ohio State, but that just wasn't what you need to do. All right, here on the breakout, so conservative breakout from the Buckeyes. They double up the back center. They do go a little far on the Dorito side, able to get out wide, get into Dorito 1, but not putting any pressure on the snake side, and then they lose both players. So this is Akron's opportunity right now.
Yes,
Let's see if they can seize the moment with under 3 seconds to go and tie this game up and take it into sudden death. They might even be able to get another point in, but they need to start pushing down the field. There's only 3 bodies that they're looking at, and it looks like one of them might have his gun down too. That's the worst.
What? Go, Eddie!
Eddie makes it into the snake. No, he got shot out.
I mean, that was awesome, but I don't know why that happened. I don't know why one of the front guys did not make it in.
Well, hey, I love to see guys play aggressive, but you don't want to take a big bite like that in a situation like this.
Yeah, he was much more valuable just shooting from the hip in the back center.
Well, you know, let your guys do their role.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a player in front of him, but I think the problem was that player's gun is down as well. But now Akron making moves on the Dorito side all the way past the 50-yard line. You're looking at Flanders. He's rolling his gun towards the center.
Yeah, Akron is deep in the red zone of Ohio State right now. See if he can sneak a shot across field, but he needs to stay alive.
So Flanders
gets another G, so it's 4-on-2 right now in Akron Zips' favor.
They're looking good. They're looking like they could do this. Minute 40 seconds left. Still 2 bodies they need to kill, though, to win this point.
I think they're playing for overtime right now. They want to win this point with just a little bit of time left, but let's make sure that their coach is watching the clock.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful there. Winning the point is the most important thing.
Okay, another G out of back center. Only 1 guy left on the snake side.
Yeah, 1. So Ohio State, Buckeyes, they only have 1. He gets taken out. So that's going to give us enough time that we might see a victor in this next point. But more than likely, it's going to be one of those points where they can play rather conservative. Everyone comes out with a conservative breakout. They just roll their guns, hoping to get a couple quick Gs, a couple quick kills.
as the captain, Josh Lehman of the Akron Zips, hangs the flag in a very crucial point. Tie game.
Here comes the big boy trying to get into the snake.
Oh, man. He almost had it.
He almost had it. Hey, I'll give him props, though, man. Way to try to attack.
And he's...
I mean, it wasn't the quite exact moment he should have done it, and he should have let the guy in front of him do it. It was we watched Doyle, last player, getting taken out for OSU, the captain. We've seen that a lot, actually. When OSU's losing points, it's Doyle left alive, last guy there.
That was a good player. He's good at staying alive. And
so, yeah,
again,
big Addy Winstead, man. Almost had it. He almost had that move.
Well, and just before that, I looked at the back center. I looked at him in there, and he was just shooting from the hip. Like, you know, I think that's why he made the move, is because he was like, you know, no one's looking at me. I'm on the webcast. It's Saturday.
Yeah.
Check this move out.
Yeah, and we're going to be right back after this. It's all tied up for a piece. Don't go anywhere.
A&S Gear rocks the largest inventory of any paintball retailer. From our massive selection of guns to our endless supply of goggles, ansgear.com can supply your every paintball need. We have a large selection of paint in stock and the best loaders on the market. Our huge inventory of jerseys and pants ensures that we have sizes for all different types of players. Don't forget, we also carry the highest quality paintball tanks. With your choice of free shipping on orders over $100 to next day, Saturday, or international shipping options, you get the products you need sooner. Shop now at ansgear.com.
Here we go, all tied up, very close matchup here. Just a minute remains, and it looks like Kristen on the sideline, she has a little bit of info from one of the coaches of one of the teams.
Yeah, Akron's coach just came over yelling at his players saying, I don't want to hear that we can't do this, guys. We have 1 point left. Deep breaths, deep breaths. What do you think, Maddie?
Well, oh, and a timeout is called. Well, absolutely. You know, they can totally do this. They got themselves back in this matchup, pushing aggressive, able to get some kills and do what they needed to do to tie this up. Ohio State dropping the ball a little bit, but still
30 seconds is all you need.
30 seconds is all you need. I mean, we've seen some very fast points out here. Yep. We've definitely seen some fast points, so it is, you know, not unachievable for Akron to get in here and win this against OSU. But I feel like I'm kind of feeling an overtime here.
Yeah, I think both teams are gonna, you know, play conservative, no mistakes. I tell you what, the biggest mistake that either of these teams could make right now is a penalty.
Oh, for sure. That would be the worst thing to happen right now, and I would be saying that too. I'd be like, look, guys, play clean out there, have some of that body knowledge. If even if you feel like it got close to getting clipped, ask for that check. And if you definitely took one for sure and you know it, don't ask for the check, just walk off.
Yep.
Which is kind of tough because you want to sit there in the bunker and let the time go down. And have the ref come and pull you out with a minute and 2 seconds remaining, but that's a tough one. So if you have an obvious hit, something like gun, loader, fingers, face, those are the ones that the refs want to pull penalties on, even if you don't call yourself out. So we got under a minute to go here before the start of what could be the last point, but I have a feeling that we're probably going to see a sudden death overtime.
There's first, going to be the new captain of Ohio State. Let's see if he can step up and have a game here for his guys.
You got it. Play smart.
Yes, so it looks like we have a little bit more info with Kristen. What do you got for us?
Yeah, it looks like it could be a bloodbath out here. Akron coach is saying, you got to sacrifice yourself. He wants them dripping in paint.
Well, that's good because that's good to see. That's exciting, number one. So we all are going to get a little bit of entertainment here. But I love that. Okay, all right, cool. They're going to roll the dice. That's actually a way more. You know, you're throwing into chaos at that point.
Yep.
But I really like that. That's a bold move right there. It's a very bold move to try to, you know, to instead of going the safe route, go heavy guns. Instead, it sounds like they might push aggressive. We'll see though. We're going to know here on the breakout. So all the way up to the center, not that crazy of a breakout for Akron. Now on the flip side, looking at Akron on your screen, so not that crazy, but it looks like a body has dropped off the Dorito side for OSU. The Buckeyes down 1 right now, 4 bodies left alive for them, 5 for Akron, and they're rolling their guns, 40 seconds left. If they can get another kill, if Akron can get another kill here, we could see them actually take this victory here before instead of heading to sudden death.
Big move on the snake side for Ohio State. I don't know if they're trying to make it happen themselves.
Yeah,
or...
and a move made by Akron also into the snake. No, Ohio looks like they definitely want to take this to overtime.
Yep.
20 seconds left. I think that's what we're going to see. Akron now making moves in the center.
Akron is trying to put some dye paint on these guys' faces right now. See if they can make it happen. Josh Lehman.
Akron's trying for it, man. They are definitely pushing aggressive, trying to get past the 50-yard line, and here comes the final push. Do they have enough time? On the run through, I don't think he's going to have enough time, though.
I think he just shot 3 guys.
Oh, so bold moves by Plotty and Lehman, but just not enough. Too little, or a little too late, actually, on that last second push. So we will head to a sudden death overtime here, though I will give props to Akron for at least heading into the breach and checking it out, or and giving it a shot. Let's check out this replay here. So here it is on the stunt. They've already got a player at the center. There he is. He launches, and no one's got a shot on him yet. He's wheeling and dealing back and forth.
2.
So he made it all the way into the back line. It was a great run, but he didn't have anyone right behind him. Player had to come from the Dorito side to try to hang that flag. If the other Akron player who tried to dive across there at the start of that replay, if he had actually made it in alive, I think they might have had a chance to score that point with enough time.
Well, and it seemed like they didn't really have much of a game plan other than just go out and go crazy. You know, if you have a minute to hang a point, you need to make sure you have the one guy whose sole job is to, at about 10 seconds, sprint for the flag and go for it. Everyone else makes moves in the meantime.
Well, it looks like we have Kristen. She is down in the pits for, I believe, OSU. Let's listen in.
I'm with Akron right now. Josh Lehman, an aggressive push so close. What's it going to take in this overtime?
5 balls.
5 balls.
5
okay.
balls.
All right. And what are you going to show on the break here, off the break?
Well, we're going to show what we always do when we play Ohio State in practice, and every time we play them. We're going to play them straight up. We're going to play them straight on. And we're just going to beat them in gun battles, run down the field, take them out, take this win, go on.
All right. Best of luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's breathing hard there after that last second push that almost got it done, but not enough.
5 balls, Matty. 5 balls.
5 balls, all he needs.
I'm surprised he took that interview. I think he'd be getting ready to go. Every point, Josh Lehman, captain, Akron Zips, is ready to do this.
Yeah, so it's, man, it couldn't be closer. Obviously tied up here, heading to sudden death, infinity on the clock. And we're going to find out who will be advancing in this tournament. And then next up, we're going to have Cal State University Long Beach 49ers, the returning champions, and they're going to be playing Texas A&M, who beat the University of Connecticut Huskies to make it on in their game this morning, and they look great doing it. But the interesting point of interest there is that Texas A&M only has 5 guys, whereas Cal State, man, they have such a deep roster now, and that's been the really cool thing about that squad is the depth that they've developed over the past couple years. Again, this game is brought to you by Extreme Pros, a big supporter of Cal State Long Beach, and one of the best stores on the West Coast. So if you are in the Los Angeles area, definitely check out the Extreme Pros shop in Garden Grove.
Cal State featuring Corey Bornstein of the Los Angeles Ironmen, one of the premier die athletes.
Yeah, and make sure you check out the PSP webcast brought to you by Paintball Access. That's going to be going down May 3rd through the 5th from OXCC Paintball Park in Chesapeake City, Maryland.
I bet you're pumped for that event, huh,
Oh,
Matty?
man, I can't wait. The new Champions and Challengers Leagues making it. It's going to be great, man. It's probably going to be the most dramatic paintball we've ever seen. No joke. That's why they invented, or we came up with the whole Champions and Challengers League, is that now every game counts. So make sure you tell all your friends about it. Mark your calendars May 3rd through the 5th. And we're going to be right back with the conclusion of this matchup. Do not go anywhere. Here we go, sudden death overtime. The Akron Zips taking on the Ohio State University Buckeyes. And since we're heading into sudden death, we see it every time there's a sudden death. We're probably not going to see aggressive breakout from either team. The game's on the line at this point. It's the last point they're going to play, and the winner will advance. And so what you're probably going to see is heavy guns off the break and some really conservative moves, thus assuring that they get all 5 bodies out alive, and then they can start making moves.
You think that's the way to go, or do you go aggressive?
Well, if you have it would totally depend on who I got out there. You know, I haven't really seen enough smart aggression, consistency out of the front guys on either team. There's been some great points, but if you got a guy who's doing some great work and he's always making his spot alive, then yes, absolutely. But look at this. So Ohio has a little bit less of a, the only aggressive move they did, no real aggressive move, they did spread the field out and risk one body trying to get the back corner bunker on the Dorito side. Akron did as well, but Akron also lost a body off the break. So 4 bodies alive for Akron. They're gonna have to fight back here in this sudden death. Ohio State in the driver's seat. And Doyle making a good move into Snake 2. Smart move. Although he might have got shot cross field. He's got to get tight in there, get low. And it's that back corner bunker. You know, I think that's where I was seeing guys go to that back corner bunker on the Dorito side of the field, is they have a really good lob cross shot into that second notch of the Snake, like Doyle. See, that's now he's moving up. See that shot though? That's a good shot, and that's why you're seeing a lot of guys go out there, because they can really neutralize the Snake from there. Yep. Oh, but Akron loses another body, so just 3 players alive, no one on the Dorito side. They're trying to do damage control and get out wide. As you see their left-hand portion of your screen, they're still in the blue zone though, so they're really gonna have to cross it up. There's still 5 bodies left alive for OSU Buckeyes, and they are definitely looking good here, but then Doyle takes one cross field, and that is not gonna help out OSU here. They still have 4 bodies left alive.
I think that was Politi, snuck a shot in on Doyle. Great shot from across the field, saving his team.
So making it a little bit more interesting for us up here.
Ohio State having really no problem getting into the Snake, every point. Oh, and a great shot by Elder to take out Politi across field.
You know what it was though? Politi didn't see him get in. Yep. So Politi went to sleep because he got that kill, and then you got to be careful. You know, I mean, just because you shot someone out of the spot and then you get tucked back in because somebody put a stream on you, when you come back out again, you got to head check first. You got to make sure that that spot was not retaken, which it was. And so Akron now just 2 bodies alive. They're both on the Snake side. It's not looking good for them. And this is that high body situation we talked about. You got to win the high body situations.
Great job by Ohio State of locking down Wojtusz. This is the first time I think he's shot since he's gotten to the Snake. Let's see if he can make something of it. Sneak a shot on the Dorito side, but Akron in a really tough spot here.
Yeah, Robert Elder in a really good spot for OSU. And that's Elder there, right-hand portion of your screen, standing up now, trying to get a shot on Wojtusz. Wojtusz, man, he is just tucking in as much as he possibly can.
Ooh, great shot. Who was that?
Oh, wow, mate. Wow, this is getting interesting, because now Wojtusz is still alive. He's got a back player right behind him. Yep. Wojtusz clocking in, going to work over here. But no, OSU pushing down the Dorito side, picking up paintballs too. And he gets taken out, I think. Yeah, referee's going to get in there and check him out. Wojtusz got a shot on him.
Great
job.
It's
all evened up now. And this is what I'm talking about. You cannot lose these high body situations. OSU,
Wojtusz
man.
has a great opportunity to get a shot across the field on the Dorito.
Can Wojtusz win the game and help his team advance here?
Stay tight. The Ohio State player in the tower is putting some paint on him. See if Mike Gilbert can put something together here. Across the 50-yard line. Got a little sneaky.
Flanders right behind Wojtusz. Well, not right behind him, but definitely still has his gun up and protecting Wojtusz, who is in the Snake. That's Wojtusz for the Zips, the Akron Zips on the right-hand side of your screen there, trying to stay as low as he possibly can.
Flanders, great shot, protecting Wojtusz. He needs to keep his butt down.
So though Akron has fought back to even the body count up, this game's still not over yet.
I love this overtime right here.
Yeah, this is a good overtime point. This is exciting. Let's see what Akron can do here. Wojtusz all over the Snake. He's now backed up to the back portion of the Snake.
And I think Flanders is out of paint, so he's in a tough spot.
And Wojtusz maybe realizing what's going on.
Oh, gets caught.
But Wojtusz takes a real big bite, and he is going to get shot, and that's tough, man. Wojtusz shaking his head at his last-ditch efforts here. Probably should have went a little slower. I think he got a little antsy.
Well, the Dorito player shot him. It wasn't the guy in the tower, but
yeah, but still, you can't drop that lane. You can't throw your body away like that.
Yep. Well, I think he took a gamble.
And I'm all for, hey, you want to make a move, you see a move, go ahead and take the move, but you've got,
Flanders!
Flanders! He takes out the last player, or the player coming up on the Dorito side, so now it could not be more dramatic. Flanders picking up paintballs off the ground, so we got 2 guys, no paintballs left. Oh, no, he's still, I thought he was out of paint, but OSU, he's got an entire pod left, whereas Flanders completely out of paint, so we got ourselves a one-on-one fight right here. It's Speakman and Flanders. Flanders picking up paint off the ground.
Makes the move up, smart, being aggressive. He's got the advantage with the hopper full of paint.
Yeah, so Grant Speakman for OSU.
Flanders literally has 0 paintballs.
Yeah, no, I've seen him pick at least 5 balls up off the ground. It's like, okay, let me just get the grass and the dirt off this one.
But Ohio State's coach needs to say, hey, man, he doesn't have paint. Let's go to work. Epic snapshot by Flanders. What do you think, Maddie?
It's possible. We saw this happen earlier. I can't remember what game it was, but he had a guy in the snake. He was picking up paintballs off the ground, and he made a great run through with the paintballs that he had to retrieve from the ground. So Speakman.
Great camera angle here.
Yeah, so Speakman, I mean, he's loaded up. Speakman's got 3 pods still. And another thing, but this is when you need to sense. If you're Speakman and you haven't been getting shot at very much, well, then you've had a really long point happen. And I hate when I see guys run out of paint, but Flanders was in a low body situation for a long time, and he was the back guy. He was supporting Wojtosh up there. Right. So, at that point, you got to let that gun roll, man. And he had to do that and able to get some kills and fight back to this one-on-one here, but completely out of paint.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate because he has been absolutely on fire this overtime point, but in the final few seconds where it really counts, he's put himself in a tough position.
Yeah, it's tough. I always say you never should run out of paint, because if you do load your last pod, but the only time you should be shooting is when you have to protect somebody or kill somebody. But that's what he's been doing.
Yep.
So that he's in the situation where, hey, okay, he's out of paint, but he was doing work in there. But Speakman's got 3 pods left. Speakman needs to start rolling that gun, man.
Scare him a little bit at least.
Speakman's working the field though.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. But he's got to stay tight. If he takes one of these ground paintballs from Flanders.
Yeah, but Flanders just wasted a couple though in the little snapshot battle there. I mean, he only has maybe, what are we thinking, 5, 6 paintballs in there?
I think it's whatever he's found, that's what he's got.
No, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I've seen him put maybe 6 paintballs in. He just took 2 shots earlier, so just a second ago, took another shot right there. So he's really got to be careful, man. I mean, because...
What do you do if you're Flanders here? I mean, he hasn't moved out of that bunker. Do you think it's smart, or do you think he stays there?
Well, if you don't have a lot of paint and you're picking up paintballs off the ground and it's Florida, even though it's not humid today, you want to get close.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would dip out and I would go up to that stand-up temple and then try to catch him off guard. Because you don't have a lot of paint. You cannot get in a protracted snap shooting battle, a gunfight. You have to get close, thus assuring that the balls you're picking up off the ground, if you're close enough, even if it's a little bigger, it's been sitting down there, you still are close enough that inertia of the ball is going to cause it to break, and you still can get that shot in. You just have to give yourself, whatever situation is, you just want to give yourself the best chance of victory. And, Flanders is just chilling in the spot. I can't fault him for that. Maybe he's got a treasure trove of paint surrounding him down there, and that's why he doesn't want to leave, because he's not sure if the next bunker he's going to go to is going to have paint on the ground.
Just harvesting paintballs, getting ready for this next snapshot. He's probably tired too, man. This is overtime. These guys have played a lot of paintball.
Yeah. So tense moments here. Let's see who's going to win this. Speakman and Flanders.
Who's going to be the hero, Maddie?
I don't know. It's tough to call. I mean, I kind of got to give the advantage to Speakman because he has 3 pods of paint. And I mean, that's a huge advantage to a guy that's picking up paintballs off the ground.
He's not really milking it, though.
You're not really assured quality paintball if you're going to the earth to grab it.
Well, let's see if he can put something together and get a little miracle for the Akron Zips. I'll tell you what, though, no matter what happens, we've got an arch rivalry on our hands.
Yeah, oh, totally. Well, and these guys had played earlier on in the tournament, in case you're just tuning in, and you're watching the Akron Zips take on the OSU Buckeyes. It's a one-on-one situation. We're in sudden death overtime. We had a pretty crazy point. OSU should have won this point way earlier, because at one point I think it was 5-on-2. It was 5-on-2, and then Wojtosh and Flanders were able to fight back and get to the situation that we currently see playing out right now.
Mostly Flanders, though.
Yeah, it was mostly Flanders.
Yep.
Because Wojtosh ran to his death.
Wojtosh ran to his death, and Flanders chopped people up trying to get Wojtosh.
Yeah. So now completely
Speakman
changing his tack. Yeah, Speakman trying to get the, in a one-on-one situation, the whole thing you want to do is try to get your opponent to lose you.
You think he's going for the flag?
Well, the problem is that, he's right by the flag, and he's looking directly over the flag. But all you need to do is hang the flag. But if he's able to put him in real quick and grab the flag and then start coming back around, now that's the move right there. If put him in real quick, run out, grab the flag, use your bunker as a walking, use your gun as a walking bunker because he still has, he's got clips left.
Flanders is tired, he's moving slow, but he wants this bad, you can tell.
Yeah, well, you can tell. I mean, this is actually a good heads-up play by Speakman, knowing, hey, I don't have to shoot the last guy. All I need to do is grab the flag.
Right.
There he goes. Grab the flag and dip back. Perfect job. That was a nice job by Speakman. Now, Speakman has the flag, so all he has to do... Now, see, this is... But Flanders is now moving and trying to close the gap. He's left his home base where he had all that paint on the ground, so maybe he'd exhausted the ground supply of paint.
You know what's funny, though, is that it seems like Flanders is he's kind of controlling this one-on-one despite not having any paintballs.
Yeah, and Speakman's been all over the field. I mean, Speakman got all the way to Dorito 1 on Flanders' side of the field. But he's got to roll that gun a little bit more. Speakman's got to roll that gun. He actually has paint. Oh, I mean, he might be completely out of paint. Yeah, don't shoot your gun, Flanders.
Flanders needs to guard. He needs to guard him hanging the flag. He's only got really a couple chances to take him out if he runs for it.
Well, it's going to get really interesting here.
Did he shoot?
Oh, he might have just got a shot on him? No.
Oh, man. Would have been great.
So Speakman has the flag. Flanders now closing the gap. Ooh, find some more paintballs.
Christmas time.
Oh, did he get shot in on him? Careful, don't drop your head too much. If you drop your head, you lose the guy. That's the thing, you gotta keep your eyes on the guy.
That was a really risky move on Speakman's part. Running gun down, just diving into that Dorito.
Yeah, no, again, you have to, in this situation, if you really feel and sense that your opponent doesn't have a lot of paint left, well then use your gun as a walking bunker. Put him in. Every paintball should be about an inch off the side of the bunker and then a couple on the bunker to assure that you actually are putting him in. And if he does head check, he's going to head check into a paintball. Ooh, Flanders going to try to run him down. Flanders making the juke, trying to juke him out here.
Oh, he's picking him up.
He's picking him up. If he can pull this off, that would be heroic. Oh my God. And Akron pits explode. Flanders, the hero of the day, able to pick up paintballs off the ground for about 6-7 minutes. And finally, Speakman, who had OSUs, and they're just, Akron is chanting Flanders' name.
As they should. Flanders is a hero for the Akron University Zips right now.
That was an incredible matchup, the closest matchup that we have seen. Let's check it out here. And here is Flanders. He comes across. He tries to juke him out. He does juke him.
Almost
jumps
hit him
over the top, didn't hit him, picks up a paintball, head checks quickly, dodges the ball, and then boom, comes out and owns him right there.
Wow.
And then the crowd just erupts, and he gives him, you know what? Hey, you got me. Great sportsmanship. It was great sportsmanship by Speakman. Even, he did drop the ball there. He definitely had the advantage. He had way more paint. But I got to give it off to Flanders. I mean, Flanders just played out of his mind that point, just refusing to lose.
Yes, sir.
Incredibly impressive performance, and it looks like we have Kristen on the sidelines. I hope you got something good for us.
You can see the celebration right now. Flanders, my God, that was incredible. One-on-one battle. You're out of paint. You need this point to go on. What was going on in your head?
Wow, my legs are really, really tired right now. No, but I really wanted to win it for the team because, I mean, we've been working hard for this, so, I mean, it was awesome. It's for the team!
All right. Well, Panda, you said Akron was going to take this. You're right. Got to give you credit there.
Called it.
Yeah, just amazing move. Again, hats off to Flanders. He just played phenomenal and really put his team on his own back and just got it done. So Michael Flanders, the hero of the day. Akron fighting from behind. We said earlier, you gotta win those high body situations. At one point, it was 5-on-2, but Michael Flanders refusing to die, refusing to surrender.